Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Grateful to have you here too for another episode, live stream, the Results Kill Excuses show. How you doing tonight? How you doing in life? How are you doing in general? It's really interesting. We are definitely digging into the summer. June is in full effect. I want to thank everybody that's been taking me up on the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Every Day Journal Challenge for the summer. This is one of the best resources out there to help people. It's to help you help yourself. It's to help you start really clearing through some of the clutter in your mind, some of the negativity for sure. And if there was a drum roll, there it is. Volume 2. Volume 2 is ready to rock and roll, ready to be shipped out. I'm going to do a huge sale. If you're someone that's thinking about getting the 1% Better Everyday Journal, this may be the week to do that. And even if you were thinking about, look at that right there, man. Two. That's 6 months. That'll get you through the beginning of 2026. Could you imagine if you locked in? If you're someone that is like considering thinking about making some changes in your life, could you imagine getting locked into the 1% Better Everyday Journal from now through the beginning of 2026? The momentum, the transformation, the reflection, the level of self-confidence that you could develop between now and then. 6 months. And again, my whole vision is a 4-volume series to get somebody through an entire year. Which that may even sound like a lot, but I promise you it's not a lot. 13 years is what is the work I've been doing. 13 years has gone fast. Feels like a lot of transformation in 13 years. But 1 year seems to go by way fast. This time last year, I think I had just built out the studio. I was not even done launching the app yet. And this wasn't even a thing. And I'm holding it and this 1 and 2 right here in my hands. What does that say? That tells me that if you stay consistent, if you get locked in, I guarantee you don't have any idea of what you could create. Yes, you, the person that's listening right now. What you could make of yourself if you really start to put in the work. I know everybody's all hyped up on the distractions. Are you hyped? Are you overwhelmed by distractions? Are you posting up about the importance of it? Right? Slandering people, trying to put people against other people. And it's like we don't know all the factoids. That it always makes me kind of like cringe, right? It's always cringing when I see someone post up like, how do I say this? Like gaslighting. Like they think they're virtue signaling. And these are like people that I kind of like. I think they're good people, but when you show that side of yourself to where it's like you believe in something so much that you post up something that makes it sound like a whole bunch of people are wrong and you're right. And it happens on both sides. And when people even give into that, it's literally like, I'm not going to lie, I lose a lot of respect for those people. Not because they're right or they're wrong, but just because what I seem to pick up on is that if you're someone that does that, especially for like a political situation or a social issue, if you're carrying the water for something that doesn't really have anything to do with you, it's just how you feel, what you say you believe. I just lose respect for it because it's inauthentic. Like if you really want to go out there and make a difference, go out there and make a difference in the world, right? Go and make a difference. Posting something that gaslights people and says you're wrong, I'm right. It's like there's cowardice in it because you're doing it behind a screen and you're just putting it out there for people to see. And I don't know, it 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 says something to me on a spiritual level about where that person is. Where is that person? Let me try and channel. Where is the person that posts up that stuff? They are afraid. Right? That's again, that's the cowardice. There's a lot of fear in people that post up like that. Right? They act as if it's like they have a virtuous or like a moral high ground, like they're somehow, obviously they feel like they're right about whatever they're saying. It's none of these issues are about right or wrong. There's not one social issue that you could point to and say, okay, this is black and white. It's right or wrong how you believe in this. You're either good or you're bad. That is not the point of this experience called life. The point of this experience is not for you to play judge, for you to play God and to say, okay, these people are wrong and these people are right. It's not. It doesn't add anything to your soul credit score. I don't know if that's even a thing. I just made it up. Your soul's credit score doesn't get any extra points, right? For you being someone that's sitting back and saying, you know what? I'm so pure. I'm pure-hearted. I'm pure-minded. I'm gonna let everyone know what is the right thing and what is the wrong thing. Who's a bad person and who's a good person. Who's doing right and who's doing wrong. It's like, man, stop with that shit. Just look in the mirror, which is really looking within, and try and figure out the areas within your own life, as I see 999s, that you can actually improve. If you want to see peace around the world, guess where you need to feel peace? It's within. It's within. It seems like that would be so obvious, but when people are afraid, when people are stressed, when people are overwhelmed, there's a saying that says when emotions are high, intelligence is low. And I know that firsthand when I used to get super angry and I would be in that lower vibrational version of myself that was very confrontational. Isn't that a thank you, Mary? Right? There's wisdom in some of the most basic things, right? Don't worry about anybody else but yourself. You know? But in this day and age, the thing is ever since, I mean, was this the pandemic that did it? It was the pandemic that really, really, really turned people nasty into being this the virtue signaling for, the issues. We all saw it. We all felt it. Those of you that became, you know, vaccine gurus and, just these, man, it's kind of funny now. If I think about it, it was the same people and it's all based in fear. And I got love for people that have fear. right? If you're afraid, come on in, right? Find a seat. Hopefully I can help you to see that you don't have to be so afraid, right? There's no right or wrong. You don't have to, you know, hate people because you're afraid. Yeah, the minding your own business, Brian. Those were the good old days, though. That's, the crazy thing is though, when you look back 50 years ago, 100 years ago, you really did mind your own business because, we like the information wasn't global. I'm right now pressing a button and it's like I'm my own television, international television broadcast, right? This is all around the world. This message, this signal can get picked up all around the world. I mean, we've come a long ways. But in 50 years ago, you're sitting there in Timbuktu, and I mean, you got your paper, you got your local paper, and you got your local news. That's about it, right? Nowadays, there's just so much information, and that's where even during the old pandemic thing, um, there was so much information and people's emotions were so high. I just pumped the brakes. I pumped the brakes. I went neutral. I didn't really know. I don't know if this is good for me or bad for me, but I'm going to pump the brakes. It's moving a little too fast. Right? The forcefulness, the aggressiveness, I'm like, "No, I'm not going to go for that. Nope, not going to go for that one." And it was whoo, man, it was nasty. Some of y'all turn nasty about them vaccines. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I ain't got none of those. I pumped the brakes. I was like, nope. Nope. Cuz here's my thinking on it. Right? This is how I was. It's wild to even think how long ago that we're talking 5 years ago. Here's how I was thinking about it. I was like, if this is real, if this is really beneficial, you don't got to give me money for it. You don't have to give me a $100 gift card. You don't have to enter me in to win $1 million. Like, I don't need none of that, man. If this thing is legit, like, I'll do some gangster shit to get one of them. Like, you don't gotta like manipulate me financially to be like, oh, this is so good for you. And yet, that's why I pumped the brakes. I said, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna pump the brakes. I'm gonna pump them and just let's just see how this rolls out. And there's some people, there's still some people wearing masks. Oh no. Oh no, there's still people wearing masks. They're afraid. They're the ones that, that's the archetype, right? Scared shitless. That's the archetype. Are you scared shitless? Right? I'm feeling feisty tonight. Where's this feistiness coming from? Right? I guess I must just be channeling the unease of people. That's usually how the messages come through if you haven't figured that out yet. I'm very tapped in, tuned in, right? Not only to source, but I can feel the energy of the collective. I don't need to watch the news. I know that people are uneasy and divided and frustrated and scared. It's scared. Underneath all of that, like if you think you're hateful and angry and I can't stand this person, to like if you have literally murderous thoughts about somebody, like in your heart of hearts, you like what does that truly say about you? You might look sweet. That's why I always say like people that are all like goody good goods and smooth and soft and everything looks like they're so sweet. It's like, nah, 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 nah. Nope. They're the ones that are probably the most dangerous. They're the ones that I keep my eye on. I'm like, I don't trust this guy or this lady, because time has always shown that is people that act as if, they're people pleasers, they're sweet, they always have everyone's best intention in mind, right? Like in the right situations, they turn the nastiest. They turn like it's an act. It's all an act. Versus where I come from, it's like no more masks, right? The mask. I don't need the masks no more. I don't need these. I don't need to pretend to be somebody. If any of you were to come and shadow my life for a day, a week, you would see that no matter where I'm going, I'm the same person no matter where I go. I just show up as the same. And it's because what's cool is when you heal yourself. Yes, I said that. When you heal yourself. If you're new here, that is actually something you can do. You can write the story. You can redefine yourself, right? This is one way to do it. And guess what? This is two ways to do it. This is 6 months worth of doing that very thing. When you do that, what you realize is you're no longer a co-star. You're no longer an extra. If you looked at your life like a movie, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm definitely main character energy. This is me as main character energy. And I don't care if someone else, if I make you uncomfortable, I don't care if I don't say what you want to hear. I don't care if I challenge you in ways that make you uncomfortable. I'm just being my own person. This is the main character. It's not an act. This is my true and authentic self. I know that what I'm saying has the purest intentions to try and help people break out of the matrix. And what the matrix is really composite of is fear. And it's your own construct. It's your own thoughts. I mean, there's people that are, everywhere you look, it's fear. There's people that are afraid of the politics. They're afraid of the prices of things. I mean, there's people that are literally afraid of how much things cost. There's people that are afraid to go on a hike outdoors in nature by themselves. People afraid to be alone. People afraid to be seen. People are afraid to be truly heard. A lot of people are afraid to let go. And, I help a lot of people. And that's a hard thing to do, is to let go. And what do you need to let go of? Everything. Let go of your beliefs. Let go of your biases. Let go of all the masks. You pretend to be a nice person, but you're really not. If you have murderous thoughts, if you have hatred in your heart, and somehow you give yourself permission to say, well, you just don't understand. I know this person is really bad, and so I have a right to be appalled or angry or hating towards him. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Stop that. That never comes back to you. You cannot send negative hatred, anger towards somebody and expect love, light, joy, peace in return. I'm just letting you know that. If you haven't figured that out yet, right, it doesn't work that way. And yet that's where we need to get real with ourselves. And yet sometimes it's hard to communicate really where I am at. Because I think, if I was watching me, I would be like really listening to this guy being like, what is he being real? Is he really neutral on all these issues? Does he, like, you're telling me he's not, like, doesn't get angry or this and that? I just had some thoughts even right before I got on here. There was some thoughts I was having that made me feel unloved because of someone hurting me in the past. And I instantly said, you know what? I send them love. I want that person to be blessed. Bless that person, prosper them. May they have health. And I even started sending it to their family members, their children. It's just like, that's how I operate. Like, I don't need to have like hatred, anger, fear. And we feel so justified in it, right? That's that final frontier that we're facing. That's the final frontier. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about that pride comes before the fall. And there's a lot of people that are very proud of where they're at. But it's right here, pride. See, it's so close to like the top, right? I mean, it's not the shame and the guilt, the real heavy, but the pride can come out as just like if you get stuck in the pride because you really think you've arrived, like you're really proud of yourself. You're like, yes, I'm doing something. I'm posting, how bad these people are. I'm letting other people know that they're wrong and I'm right. And it's okay. All right. It's in the right direction, but it takes what's on the other side of courage is what's greater than pride, which is to be neutral. To be neutral. No anger, no hatred, no fear, right? All these things. Look, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. Right? You let go of all this stuff and you go to neutrality. And when you really lock in neutrality, right, that's when you kind of blast off up here, man. And this is where we want to exist. We'll have little glimmers of this. Everybody can have a little glimmer of some peace, joy, love, but you don't stay there, right? Because we have something that's called a home frequency. And your home frequency is really where you find yourself most of the time. Underneath the surface, you can fake the funk, right? You can act, right? The masks will come on. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so nice. I'm so loving. I'm so kind. I'm so thoughtful. But then you hear a subject and you're like, fuck that mother. I fucking hate those people. Fucking they're so wrong. They're so this. They're so that's like, wait, what happened? I thought you were genuinely like happy. Well, not about that stuff. Right? Not about that stuff. And that's what messes a lot of people up is because it's what is that? That's like you're a walking contradiction. And that conflict isn't based on the circumstances of your environment, it's based on the circumstances of your environment, right? Environment is outside of you. Your inner environment is where you are truly conflicted. And that's why you can put on acts. I'm sweet, I'm loving, I'm kind, peace, peace, peace. But then, then you are having thoughts of rage, murderous thoughts, hateful thoughts towards people, easily emotionally manipulated, and feeling very justified from it. And what does it get you? Do you sleep better when you feel like that? I don't think so. Do you have healthier habits when you feel like that? I don't think so. I think and that's the sad thing. It's like everyone's needing to go through an awakening right now. This awakening is what's so important. And I think like the pandemic was one of the bigger shifts. And you saw people melted the fuck down. So many people, they were so distraught because all of their addictions, all of their distractions were like poof, gone. And then so most people, you still didn't do the work. You went on the downward spiral, drinking and all kinds of bad habits. And then everything kind of came back online, and it's just a continuation of it. And yet here we're like, I'm pretty sure we're going through another one of these fucking something's cooking right now. Something's cooking. I think something pops off. Some of you may think it's quiet, but it's like I don't think it's quiet. I think there's like I think something's gonna happen because there needs to be these moments of activation. And the cool thing is if you went back 5 years ago, there wasn't really like fuck. Could you imagine if I was already locked and loaded, sitting on 66 months worth of 1% better everyday journals right as the pandemic kicked off? Man, we would have been able to scrape a lot of people up off the ground, and because you would have had the time to lock in. And that's why I think, there's probably a good chance that something else is about to pop off because we need these moments of activation. But a lot of people, you look at it from the victim's mindset, like, oh, I'm losing my this and I'm losing my that. It's like, none of that matters. What truly matters, from my perspective, right? You take it for what it's worth, man. If you don't like what I say, if you don't agree with how I think, there's a bazillion other people that you could go find, right? I know that I'm walking my walk, talking the talk, and I know that those people that are here to not just listen, but to learn, to really like start doing the work, the results are guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed result. Where else do you get that? If you invest in crypto, is it guaranteed? Real estate guaranteed? Stocks, is it guaranteed? What guarantees do you have other than the whole life and death thing, right? You guaranteed that. You're guaranteed if you do nothing, nothing changes. You're guaranteed if you actually just keep doing the same old things, you get the same old results. And usually when we talk about the same old things, we're talking about the mindset. So it's like if you're not willing to change your mindset, yeah, you're just enjoy whatever you got to the fullest. This is not for you right now. But for those of you that it is, it's like, man, it brings me the greatest joy. I love going to the post office, man. I love going to the post office and dropping these. I haven't dropped one of these yet. Who's gonna be the first one? Who's the first for the volume 2? Right here. Right. 91 days. Going deeper. We're going deeper for volume 2. Don't get volume 2 if you didn't finish volume 1, though. I'm gonna tell you that much. All of this connects. It's perfectly connecting. Volume 3 will be an extension. And it's like the cool thing about if you've started volume 1, it's volume 2 is not just a carbon copy that just says 2. There's small adjustments. There's small little changes that are beneficial. Let me see. Let's look at this. So beyond just the logo, we got a few things going on here that's different. Most of the focus, if you haven't even done the 1%, like the reason why this works is you have monthly, weekly goals that you set for yourself to hold yourself accountable. These are the daily worksheets that are packed into both volume 1 and volume 2. However, there's small changes. In volume 1, it was I feel, or what does this say? Yeah, I feel that I am the best. That's one of the hardest questions for me to answer every day. And now it's to say I see myself as the best. But here's what's really powerful. If you have no morning routine right now, you're just waking up and just checking in with yourself, and most people, I don't know, maybe you don't feel so great about your life. Maybe you don't even feel so great about your body. But you wake up, you roll out of bed, and then you open this thing up and you're sitting there, and the first thing you do for the next 3 months, again, it's every day, so it's for 3 months, you say, "I see myself as the best," and then you fill in the blank, and, no one's here to grade you on that. You can put something down that you really want to see yourself accomplish, that you want to align yourself with, even if it feels inauthentic, even if it feels false. Like, it's time to start, like, being your best friend, like really champion who you are and knowing your potential. And that's where it starts. I feel that I'm the best. And then beyond that, it's I'm open to have, this is how you start your morning, right? Most people out there don't do this. This is why this starts to make impact in shifting from negative thinking, fear based, to love and positivity and hopefulness, even in the midst of the storms of this world. You think these storms are going to go away? I've done disaster response for many, many years. And I've taken some time off to focus on this because I'm trying to help people. I had to take responsibility for my own disasters in life. And two, I'm trying to help some other people with theirs. And I used to go to the physical disasters, but the storms keep coming. Who are you in the midst of the storm? That's what matters most. Ask yourself that question. Who are you? Are you someone that cowers, gets all afraid, plays safe, gaslights people because they don't believe and think the way you do because you're afraid? Or you gaslight people because you're prideful? And it's like, this is just looking in a mirror. That's the beautiful thing about this. Is it's simple. It's made fun and easy. A lot of people don't want to write full paragraphs looking at blank pieces of paper. And yet you can start every day seeing yourself as the best at something. Like, that starts to make an impact on your life after a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then you're repeating these 3 times. I'm open to have great things happen to me today. I'm open to have great things happen to me. Just say that. If you're watching this right now, just like literally take a moment, like pause, time out. I know there's all these things to worry about, but what about you? Can you worry about you? Can you worry about your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health, and realize that there's only one person on this planet that's capable of changing any of those things with you? It's you. I am talking to the you. You're the only one that is capable of changing and transforming all of those things for the better. And this is really where it starts. This is where I saw the biggest results, was in a morning routine filled with positivity and gratitude, because I was so weighed down with the guilt and the shame and all of the negativity of my life. This was the shift. And it's the gift that I give to you to lock in. This isn't just put together like AI, man. Like I put my heart and soul into this. My every ounce of what I have went into this. I'm accomplishing all the things that matters to me today. In volume 1, we were talking I'm ready to accomplish what matters to me today. Now it's I am accomplishing that. And where does that tie into? It ties into right here. Everything ties in together. And then you're filling in gratitude jars, right? Grateful for life, grateful for peace, grateful for my health, grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my relationships. Whatever you want to put, whatever comes in, it starts to program you. Attitude of gratitude. And I even like to go further to say, what do you love? Right? When you start having, instead of what do you fear, most of you spend most of your time, whether you even realize it or not. That's what's sad. I'm talking to a lot of people that live unconscientiously. And that means that I guarantee you, you're operating with way more thoughts of fear, doubt, negativity than you are of love, of hope, of optimism. And if you think that something changing on the outside of your life is going to change what's going on the inside, you are dead wrong. You got to make these shifts. And this is a tool to absolutely take you there. 6 months. 6 months of this type of stuff right here. Ready to rock. I'm going to do a bundle deal this week. It's going to be an incredible deal for both volume 1 and 2. Unreal. Every day reflecting. What did I do good and right, and what can I do better? Right? When is the last time you actually really sat there with yourself and thought about how your day went, and really picked yourself up? I did some good things, because we're so hard on ourselves. So many people are living with this self-sabotaging false expectation of you got to be perfect, or else it's a waste of your time, or you're not doing good enough. It's like, that's bullshit, man. Just like find the small wins in every day to start building your self-esteem, your self-confidence. But also be so honest with yourself that you can know that every single day there's something that you can do a little better. You can make an improvement. And that doesn't mean you have to sit there and beat yourself down. You challenge yourself to say, what can I do better? And when you get to that, then you can start putting in some priorities that are going to obviously tie into this, that the actions you take are meaningful enough that they actually connect towards the goals, towards what you're trying to achieve in life. And this is done up so simple. And beyond that, last time, volume 1, we're talking about I am affirmations. Now we're getting into the feeling, because we need to feel this. A lot of you feel stressed. A lot of you feel overwhelmed. And guess what? You can, even if you say the affirmations, but you're still feeling scared, you're still feeling afraid, guess what you're going to attract into your life? More circumstances. Until you shift how you really feel, you're going to continue to attract it. And there's recaps. There's recaps from every week. There's recaps from every month. Again, this is all about how to stimulate some self-accountability, because if you don't do the work, ain't nobody going to do it for you. No one's going to come rescue you. No one's going to get this done for you. And beyond that, we have the auto writing, but we've also added a bunch of blank pages. But in volume 2, what we're doing is we've taken the 5 phases of personal growth down to 3, because we want to go deeper. It's all about going deeper. We're going to deepen our self-improvement, deepen our self-awareness, and then start to really reflect on what does it even mean to redefine yourself. Can you redefine yourself? Do you have, if you've done a bunch of bad things, can you be something different, or do you have to, for the rest of your life, be defined by the mistakes from your past? I'm here to tell you, I've proven it to myself. Total transformation. So that's packed in here too. There's going to be like 67 videos. That's what makes this so different. Is when you see the video support throughout the journal, you go onto the app, you watch the video that's associated with that lesson, and guess what? You have somebody, you have me teaching you, spending time with you, encouraging you, knowing that it's like, I know there's someone else on there and you're trying your best and you're putting in the work, and I'm trying to encourage you and also enlighten you to get to the next level. On this one, we're going to, again, it's all about redefining. So we got this little crystal ball. We could put in all of these words when we start to imagine and visualize who are we not, but who could we be? Who are you not, but who could you be? Right? Who's the best version of yourself? If limits, money, if there was nothing that could stop you from being the best version of yourself, and just like playing a game, if you could create a character, a main character, who would that character be? It starts right here, looking in the crystal ball, coming up with all the different thoughts and the ideas, right, of who you are. Start to construct that person, give them a name, the higher self. And again, something like this, right out the gate, we're talking about deepening self-improvement, day one. What does self-improvement mean to me now compared to when I started my 1% better everyday journey? What are the biggest improvements I've seen since starting? What is my biggest challenge to making greater improvements? And yet, if there's a video, this video icon here, that means that you can watch a video, and I teach a class all about this topic. That is what sets this aside from anything else. And if you are considering it or have thought about it, it's like, keep thinking, keep wishing, keep waiting. What it really truly takes is you clicking on the link, go to resultskillexcuses.com and order yourself one of, if you haven't done the one volume 1, do the volume 1. What do you got to lose? For the time that it would take for you to start investing in creating a morning routine, that time is not going to be time wasted. What that time is actually going to do is it's going to actually help you to create more time for yourself. Because when you start to sort through the problems, the issues, the stressors, the overwhelm of life, and you start getting it out of your head and putting it down on paper, you start clearing your mind so you're not so distracted, so you're not so mentally overwhelmed. And it's live right now. If you go to resultskillexcuses.com, you got volume 1 right here, volume 2, but here's the bonus pack. So you can get both of those. I might even do a special from full moon, which is Wednesday, through summer solstice. I think I'm going to do a special, a big time sale to incentivize some of you to really take that leap. Because I know the difference it's making in people's lives. And I know some of you are just stubborn as hell. And need continuous reminders that I'm not just here to talk and you're not just here to listen. There's a transaction of you having an opportunity to start putting in some work, to literally start investing in your life. And a lot of people don't do that because you create the excuse that you don't know where to start because there's overwhelm. There's overwhelm in saying, I don't really know where to start, man. Like, what do I do? Do I go on a diet? Do I go to the gym? Do I go to a therapist? Do I do all, I mean, I don't know. It's can be overwhelming. And thus you give yourself that out of doing what? Not doing anything. So you just stay stuck. But what you're really doing is avoiding what you truly know that you need. And I did do the art, Mary. Yeah, all I've done every one of these sheets I've designed, right? Like it's a part of my gifts and talents. And that's how when you know that when you heal yourself and you start really, you'll have like all kinds of things that are your talents that you may have thought, well, I tried doing this like 10 years ago, but it never became anything. So I tried doing this other thing. But then once you start aligning yourself, it seems like right now, everything, all of the experiences throughout the course of my life are all being utilized right now. And so, yes, I did design the logo. I've designed the covers. I've designed every single page in this book and this book and this book. Right. This is the first 5 worksheets, first 5 courses. Right. We also got that too on the Results Kill Excuses app. Just type in those 3 magic words. I mean, it's like, man, there's so much there. I have so much to offer you guys. Not only even, we haven't even talked breath work. This is just all of the resources. And if you're willing to invest in it, you have the power to change your life. Do you need all this stuff to do that? No. But here's what you do need if you don't have this. Well, you need it with this too. That's the thing. You need to be dedicated, committed. You need to be consistent. You need to be locked in. I mean, you need to be pretty fucking relentless. I mean, it takes all of that. Whether you're using one of these tools, which literally guides you through the process, through some really deep processes, things that I didn't know until I knew. Learning these things. When I started on my healing journey 13 years ago, it was therapy and, a little meditation work, lots of AA, which was all beneficial. But as I've continued down my path, I realized that those things are helpful, but they didn't get me what I truly wanted. And what I truly wanted was self-mastery, which I just could call, I trust myself because I know myself. I've accepted myself. This is a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual awakening. And when I say spiritual, I mean that I truly believe with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my soul, with all my strength, that I am an eternal soul having a human experience. And guess what? You are too. And even though the life that we are currently on right now is very short, it's usually not so sweet. That I think that most people, I believe in reincarnation. I believe we've lived multiple lives. And I believe that when you come into this earth, right, the knowledge you have is wiped. And it's like the whole experience is for you to rediscover who you truly are, right? I can promise you that in the archives of what is called the Akashic Records, what I can tell you is it will not probably show up on your Akashic Records is that you were the most diehard fan of some team. Like I don't think they annotate that on there. Fuck, that probably just messed up some of you. How dare they not keep that on the Akashic record? The Akashic record is really, what did your soul experience and what did you accomplish? How did you rediscover yourself? How did you help others along their journey? Not, you know, how hardcore were you at watching your favorite team or your favorite show or your favorite band, whatever it is, whatever your thing is that seems to be an escape from your experience called life. You have to realize that, at least. I hope you'll realize that. Is that the sports, the entertainment, those are distractions that are truly escapes from you having time to work on this. When you say, I don't have time for that, but you have time, but you could sit there for 3-4 hours and watch another group of people performing athletically, theatrically, musically. You can sit there and watch that for hours and hours, but you ain't got no time to actually do some work on you, figure yourself out, discover what's most important for you, discover what your potential is, what could you contribute to this world if you were to truly stop investing so much of your time into doing the idle stuff, the sitting back and watching other things, complaining. Well, I mean, like, are you that beat down that you don't feel that you matter, that you can make a contribution? I can tell you just by proximity that if you're hearing this message right now, if you've spent 5 minutes listening to me, or you'll listen to this whole entire thing, if you are listening to this and hearing what I am saying, and it's like connecting with you and it's kind of making you uncomfortable, it can make you a little upset, it can make you question things, I'm here to tell you, you have an incredible gift inside of you. And I can also tell you that you're probably a very powerful soul. You're probably what I would call a chosen one. And yet you're still just negotiating what's real, what matters. How could you be that type of person? Because you're just filtering everything through your life. The worst of this life's experiences versus allowing yourself to truly go on that self-discovery mission. Right. And that's why even just in the first 5 courses, right, the stuff that's on the app, right, that's self-discovery work. This is trying to figure out who you are. The 5 courses here, they're all free on the app. If you want a workbook, I can print you out one and send that to you. But you can also just print out those worksheets. That's how much this shit matters to me, is that literally in the first 5 courses that are on the app, if you haven't gone the app, just type in those 3 magic words. There's literally a month worth of free content, video, coaching, guiding, teaching on there. And it's like, why would I even do that if I wasn't truly here to try and help people? Right? When you go onto the app, it's simple, right? You just click on any of these. There's 5 courses on there. Hurting people hurt themselves first. Click on there. There's an intro lesson, 26 minutes. There's lesson 1, lesson 2. When you click on lesson 1, you got a video. You can even download it audio style. You got your worksheets that you can print out. There's the worksheets. There's 2 worksheets for every lesson. And then there's even a how to fill out the worksheet video. I mean, fuck, it's all there. It's all there. Where are you? Still sitting, still waiting, still thinking, still wishing, still wanting something to happen. And it's like you gotta find that. You gotta tap into that part of you because you got the time. We all have the same amount of time. But for whatever reason, the work that I am talking about is unattractive. It's not as sexy. It's not as cool as sitting there and watching dudes make millions of dollars playing sports, or women for that fact. It don't matter. And I used to be the biggest fanatic like that, wasting my time. Pure waste of time. And yet the time has come where that level of accountability is getting ratcheted higher and higher. Because here's this is something that would be really controversial for a lot of people. So I just put a warning out there, but it's something that I have experienced, and I've been hearing it more recently, and I believe it. There's no such thing as free will. What free will is you have the right to choose your thoughts. That's it. That's what free will is. You get to choose your thoughts. And guess what? Your thoughts are your reality. But the beautiful thing is if you want to change your thoughts and start having elevated thoughts, more abundant thoughts, more healthier thoughts, more fulfilled thoughts, right? You can switch that. But when people think that you have free will to be like, it's my life. I don't want to do that work right now. I'm just going to fuck off this whole life. It's like, that's not necessarily having free will. That's making a really blind decision. And I can guarantee you what I've experienced in that rebellion is I got course corrected. So did I really have free will? When I went on my self-sabotaging, jumping off of one cliff and thinking I was going to hit the bottom, and I hit a ledge, and then I jumped again, and I kept jumping and self-sabotaging until I finally hit the rock bottom, did I have free will to keep doing that? Do I have free will right now? I don't think that's a concept. I think that's like a delusion thing. It's a part of what makes religions and some of these things confusing to people. It kind of gives you like a free pass, but it's not, you don't really get a free pass because there is consequences to your decisions and your inactions. I absolutely believe every soul on this planet, like, we all have a unique experience. We all have specific lessons that we need to learn in this life that make us different. But the purpose is the same. The purpose is to shed the things of this world that benefit us nothing, and to truly raise our personal energetic vibration. It's the chart. Well, how do you do that? By releasing the experiences that you've had that have caused you the deep emotional traumatic wounds. And the only way that you can heal the deep traumatic wounds is you have to face those situations. You have to literally, I mean, it's kind of like you relive them because you have to go in there and diffuse it. And the way you do that is peacefully, not with judgment, not with guilt, not with shame. And you even have to set aside the fear. But the emotional wounds don't just heal. It's not like the cut. The cut's almost completely healed. I've been showing the cut. Look, you can't even tell it's there. There's like a little scar there. The cut healed. been about going on a third week. The cut's almost healed. The physical stuff heals pretty basic. We don't have to even think about it. You get sick, a little bit of rest, time heals it. Your emotional wounds from childhood, time didn't heal it. Time has numbed you out. Time has created a space there for you to hide and avoid it. But I promise you 100% that woundedness inside of you still shows up every single day. Whether it's in your thoughts or your behaviors, right? It is still a part of you because what you experienced as a child is where you write your programs for survival. And oftentimes those programs are outdated, and yet you're literally self-sabotaging your life because you're trying to preserve yourself, you're trying to protect yourself, but oftentimes it's coming from like an adolescent mindset of like, I never want that, whatever the thing was or things, many things to happen again. And so we're going to protect at all costs. And what you need to get to a place is to realize that you need to find the strength inside of you to feel safe again. If you've never felt safe, to start to create the safety that you need. I know that I've had a few relationships where I had the pressure of a woman needing me to be the one to provide her with the emotional safety that she truly needed because she didn't feel safe in her own body, in her own mind, because of all of the crazy shit she had lived through. And it's like, I think that's the impossible ask. If we don't take responsibility for our own situations, then like how is it someone else's responsibility to provide us something that we can't provide for ourselves first? Now that doesn't mean that when I'm in a relationship now, I have healed the wounds inside of me so that I have self-awareness and self-mastery to where it's like I don't get triggered and throw a tantrum the way I used to. Real talk. I have that level of confidence in myself. I know I used to throw grown ass man with a little boy type tantrums. And that was a big motivation for why the hell I started doing all this work. And the work is reflectionary. You have to do the reflection work to figure this stuff out. You're not going to do it in your head. You're not going to get healed your emotions after a meditation or even just a breath work. It's like you really need to go in the time machine and figure it out. What's really going on? And how does it show up? You have to really know yourself. I think that's even in the Bible, right? When you know the truth will set you free. Most of you do not want to know the truth about yourself. You have ignored it. You have hidden from the truth because it is so filled with shame. And I think that's where religion does a disservice, right? Because it kind of writes you a free pass. Here's a free pass. Here, you don't have to deal with any of that. Just keep coming here, paying your dues, and you don't have to ever deal with that stuff. It's all wiped clear, but then you're wondering why you still act and feel a certain way. It's because it's a total escape out of, like, religion in and of itself creates an opportunity for you to totally escape and avoid doing the actual healing work. I've tried it. It didn't get me the results. If religion had got me the results, I would be a pastor right now leading probably a huge congregation. If it had truly gotten me the results, that's the path I was on. I would be there right now. Guaranteed. Didn't get me the results. I couldn't trust myself. I still had something going on underneath the surface, and I went all in. And it still didn't get me the results. So guess what? I had to continue putting in the work, continue searching and exploring to try and find what was going to actually get me to a place to where I could truly, truly, truly trust myself, know myself, and not make a bunch of bullshit excuses as to, oh, well, no one's perfect, brother. We're all just trying, and just put all of it on, a savior as to like, okay, man, like, so we don't have to take any responsibility. That's what we're saying as adults. We're saying we don't have to take responsibility because we believe in this. So yeah, it's all good, man. Like anything that's ever happened, we can just forget about. And it's like you can forget about it, but it's etched inside of your programming. It continues to show up. We are when you hear the saying, you're a creature of habit. It is so true. And those habits are formed based off your patterns. And especially if we're trying to look for your survival patterns, right? Your trauma responses, it is so clear as day when you figure this shit out. You're like, yeah, dude, I could totally see how this person is responding. Especially when I'm working with people one-on-one, small group, it's like I can hear the experiences because we're willing to be vulnerable and open up. And it's just like, okay, I know where the root of this issue is. I know where it lies, and I can help you to get to that place and to pull out that root once and for all. It won't be a magic trick though. Maybe it's a 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, or 12-month journey, or maybe more. Because what you put in is what you're going to get out. But I am becoming more and more convinced that this process of healing emotional wounds does not have to be hard. It does not have to be difficult. And it does not have to take a very, very long, endless amount of time. I truly do believe that I am being shown a clear path to help lead people to their own promised land. A lot of you, I love all the biblical stories because it's like, if you know the story of the Israelites, they were just going round and round and complaining to Moses. The promised land was right the fuck there. But the reason why they kept going around and round and round is because their hearts weren't in the right fucking place. They were just full of bullshit, complaining and wishing they were back in slavery. How many of you wish, right? You're being shown something greater with your life, but yet you can't let go of the thing that you fucking really hate because you're afraid. Again, back to fear. And yet there's a promised land right there. It's right there in front of you. But you're going to stay there playing small, being afraid. For how long? For the rest of your life? Is that really that's how you're going to play this one out? Or what are you truly negotiating? Do you have the confidence if you're someone that's been sitting on the sideline? Do you have the courage to type right now in the comments, like, what is your bullshit excuses? I mean, what are your reasons, right? Some people want to call it reason. No, I have a reason why I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just not ready yet. All right. Keep getting ready. Keep getting ready. I don't understand what's the point in prolonging the very thing that you came on this planet to do. This is the work. This is the work to do. Where you go from there, that's what's beautiful. That is like what's so amazing is once you do the healing work and you face your demons, you get in the closet with all the skeletons and you really start to release these things, forgive these things, accept these things. It's like the sweetness of who you are on the other side of that is so beautiful. That's where you get to write how the story ends. You get to write the most incredible story. You can write whatever story. You can write a mediocre story, a more of the same story, or you can write like the most incredible story for how you want to do life. But a big catalyst to that is letting go of the baggage from your past, like not just forgetting about it and sweeping it under the rug. This is what has so many people fucked up. Is because you're pretty arrogant, you're stubborn as hell, and you think that you can move forward without dealing with your past. It's not possible. That's deception. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's not until you fully deal with your past that you can then set it free, and then you are free. But if you try to just say, fuck that, I don't want to deal with that shit, and I'm just going to make the most out of this life and really force your will. See, this is what's the message here. You can use all your willpower to try and force your way as far away from the things you don't want to face, and you'll get somewhere. But I can guarantee you at the end, you're going to be empty. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be empty, and you're going to be saying, I missed something. I missed something. I achieved things, right? I accomplished things, but something was fucking missing in my life. You see this all the time. People that we admire, that we envy, they've accomplished things from our perspective. They used the cheat code. It's not to say they cheated, but they took a fast route to get there, and they never dealt with this shit. And that's why you see people that have a lot of success, they're miserable as fuck. They're not so happy. They have things, but the thing is do they have the things, or do the things have them? And this is a total overhaul that I've had to do within my own psyche. I'm always speaking from first person experience. I know what it was to be successful and to build and to hustle and to grind and to work 24/7, whatever it took. And this time around, that all came crashing down. If you hadn't heard that story yet, that all came crashing down. And this time around, I'm having to do things that make me uncomfortable. I'm having to surrender more. Surrender doesn't mean just like waving a white flag. No, it just means that I'm having to let go of the will to say I'm going to force something to happen, or that I'm only doing things because I think it's going to make me lots of money. It's like, no, that's not the guiding principle here. The guiding principle here is, right, as I've healed and as I've like started to be able to say it's not just about me anymore, how can I help to serve others, which has always been a part of my journey. And as I do that, I say, I'm actually making a difference, and I'm actually adding value to people's lives. And I have things that can actually help people in their journey. And yeah, these things need to have transaction to it. 'Cause if I just gave everything for free, which if you look at this, right, this right here, not the book itself, but the courses that are on the app are free. Most people that have started those courses haven't finished those courses. Why? Because they didn't pay for it. We take this shit for granted. This right here, right? You invest in this, but even then, some people are so stubborn that they'll even buy this, and guess what? They still won't do it. They'll make an excuse. Fuck it, man. Fuck it. It's just that much money. Maybe it needs to be more, huh? Maybe it's time to raise the rates so that when someone does invest, it's like really serious. It's like it really gets your attention. You're really, really locked in. Because when you have a higher expectation, you expect more from yourself as well. Got to raise the boats. And as sweet and cute as these look, I know this is a very challenging process, especially for most people that are carrying around the wounds that this is designed to help you move past in life. That's the whole paradigm of it. That's the, that's like the challenge of this is I'm offering something to somebody that definitely has emotional childhood trauma, whether conscientiously or subconscious, where you don't even want to really recognize that you have these things. But these resources are here to help people with that. So are those people going to be confident? Are those people going to be clear? Are those people going to be decisive? Are those people going to be courageous? Are those people going to be action takers? Probably not. So I have to just continue to try and figure out ways to communicate this to those of you that are ready. Because the ones that are ready, it's like, it has been incredible to see the successes. Maybe you're ready. Maybe you're not ready. I don't know. You should join me, right? If you need more hand holding, the Breath of Life Healing Circle is a great place for that. This is a great self-paced with guided coaching where you can do it in the privacy. You don't have to show your answers to anybody. You can just kind of reflect with yourself, try to figure yourself out, get some clarity. It's a great resource to help you with that. Or you can just keep listening to things, but that's not doing the thing. Listening to things isn't doing the thing. Thinking about the thing isn't doing the thing. It was Chris Williamson. He has this whole thing about doing the thing. Reading a book, listening to a book about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Hearing someone talk about doing the thing isn't you doing the thing. The only thing that's doing the thing is you doing the thing. And I invite you to join me as I'm doing the thing for you to do the thing, because this is the cool thing. This is the real flex. This is actually what matters in life. It may be hard to see that right now because, man, the big game, man. What are you talking about? You're telling me the big game, that this is more important than the big game? 1,000 times more important. Like I told you, the Akashic record is not going to, I don't think they annotate on there who your favorite, that you were the most diehard fan of whatever thing. I don't think that gets put in there. I think it's the soul lessons that you had, the work you avoided, the work you did, the difference you made, how you treated others, and ultimately how you treated yourself. Right? What karmic lessons did you pass? What karmic lessons did you fail? The idleness, the laziness, the apathy. We need to break down that. We need to figure out a way through that, to reprioritize our lives, to really realize that if you invest in yourself, you get a return on that investment, guaranteed. And it's all positive. That's what's wild. But it's a hard sell, because it's who wants to improve their life? Anybody want to improve their life? You can do it here, and you can do it now. Right? If you want to improve your life, this is a great place to be a part of. This is a great community to be a part of, because people here, right, are truly looking to take ownership of their life, kill the excuses, put down the negative mindsets, the low vibrational lower self, and start to really align with the higher self, with the version of you that embodies everything that you can imagine, everything beautiful. And that's why you'll see something like this, right? The little crystal ball in volume 2, right? Who am I? New 2.0 version. You can just fill this with all these ideas. And then from those ideas, that's kind of like just the first rough draft. Throughout the next 91 days, you're going to be actually putting down some specifics, some details. And the more details is better. The more detailed you are, if you've ever, I used to teach fourth and fifth grade. When teaching children to add more details to make their writing more interesting was a challenge. Because when you just say, if you just say, I want a new car, right? That's not like, one, you're saying you want a car, which you'll continue to want. And two, you don't even know what kind of car you want. Or maybe you do, but you're afraid to say it. See, that's the thing. But when you really figure out yourself, then you can get so specific about the year, the make, the model, the color, the interior, everything. You could be so specific. I have this on my vision board. It's so specific. Massive amounts of detail. Massive amounts of detail. Because again, nothing exists. Where do you think these came from? I didn't just say, hey, ChatGPT, make me a 91-day journal. And it said, here you go. No, I had a vision of this. And I got on the computer. I started designing the main pages and the next pages. And as I started down that path, it happens. Where does any of this stuff come from? Where does the phone come from? The cup. Someone had a vision of the cup. Someone had a vision of every single thing that's man-made. Every single thing that we have created started in the mind. If you think that you are exempt from being able to start visualizing a more positive, prosperous, abundant, successful life from what you have right now, healthier life, a more complete, a more fulfilled life, it just takes you really being disciplined to focus on the positive, focus on the potential. And that's why the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Everyday Journal guides you gently through that process with some challenge. There is some teeth in there, but it's committing to a consistent process that has a very low bar, 1% better every day. We've all heard of it, right? Has everybody heard of the thing where they say, what would you rather have? I think it's, would you rather have $1 million today or a penny doubled for the next 30 days? Right? $1 million today or a penny doubled. It seems like, man, that just seems like a penny doubled. In 30 days, a penny doubled turns out to be almost $11 million. But see, most people can't think like that because you're thinking in the now. It's always the now, the now. You have a hard time thinking in 3 months, in 1 year, in 5 years from now. If you commit to something, what do you become? You're just worried about what game is today or what thing is tomorrow or what's this weekend. Versus investing in yourself. And that's another issue, right? There's a lot of financial illiteracy. People are very financially illiterate. So you can't even understand the concept where it's like, if I gave you would you rather have $1 million right now or a penny doubled every day for 30 days, which is $11 million? But most of you are like, what is that? A penny doubled every day. I don't want $10. I'm taking $1 million. Penny doubled every day for 30 days. Is that like $30? That's how some of you do your math. Fuck. Because you don't understand compounding interest. And that's also by design. I guarantee it. I taught 4th to 5th grade. I got 3 college degrees. Like, I understand that financial literacy is not a big part of it. And I have business degrees and they teach you about crunching numbers, but they don't teach you about making money, investing money, and how money can go make more money for you. They still keep you illiterate, even at higher levels of education. There's an incredible book, which makes me think, there's an incredible book if you're somebody that has an interest in maybe redefining your relationship with money. It's called Second Chances by Robert Kiyosaki. He's the same author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I would recommend that one too. But Second Chances is a great book. He really breaks down the design of this country. I'm in the US, but really in the West, for people to be financially illiterate. It's all designed within the academic space. And so the thing is if you want to improve your relationship with these things, you got to go on that knowledge quest. You got to seek the knowledge that exists, and there's no excuses. There's no reason for you to act as if you can't access the knowledge. You don't have to go to a university anymore, community college. I mean, even listening to like really high powered people, it's like you don't have to fly across the country to like be there and sign up for something. You can get access from almost any person out there that is like gifted in an area that you're interested in, and you can literally learn from them directly right now because of this incredible technology. But yet, what do you got? Excuses. Excuses. It's time to kill that. That's the mission, to help people kill their excuses so you can start stacking your personal wins. And it should start now. This should be the summer of transformation. And if you haven't done it yet, get yourself a 1% Better Everyday Journal. Or if you're really brave, you should get yourself the bonus pack right here. 1 and 2. You can get both journals right now. I got it right here in my hand. 2 journals. That's 6 months. That'll get you through the beginning of 2026. And if there's one thing I've learned in this life, is how you finish one thing is how you start the next. Meaning, some of you don't even want to start facing like, oh man, what? You're already thinking next year? What? I'm thinking 5 years, 10 years. But I still live fully rooted in the present. But I know that if I don't have a plan, then I'm planning to fail. And if I can't commit to something for more than a week, a month, 6 months, a year, if I can't commit to something, right? Like, you're not going to find success. You have to be willing to commit to something that's worth it. And what will keep you going is the fact that you'll have the results, that you can look back and you'll have the receipts to say, holy shit, wow, I actually have come a long ways, and I'm proud of myself. This is the good pride, for you to look at the receipts and be like, wow. If you hadn't written it down, it's a lot harder to try and like remember and recall, like to see yourself evolving. It's sort of like if you go on the fitness journey, if you don't weigh yourself on the scale, I like to do it every day. If you don't weigh yourself on the scale, it's like it's kind of hard to see, right? If you're really making progress or not. Because a lot of times, even people that are really doing good, losing weight, getting healthy, whatever it is, when you look at yourself in the mirror, because you see yourself every day, it's really hard to see the change unless you have like pictures from when you started and maybe like every 30 days. It's hard to see the difference. It's not until somebody comes up to you and be like, wow, what are you doing? You look amazing. And then you're like, oh, wow, shit. Yeah, I have been like putting in some work. But again, that's taking what? External validation. That's you counting on someone else to show up for you when you should already know. You should have the receipts to be like, oh yeah, man, I'm fucking locked in. And they're like, really? You're locked in? What are you doing? Show me. Teach me. I want to get locked in too. And that's the beautiful thing, is that when we can inspire others. Whew. I think that's it. That's the message for tonight. Get locked in. If you're not locked in, it's going to take you some time to get there. But what actions are you going to take? What actions could you take today, this week, that directly connect with your purpose, with a higher purpose, with some goals that you have? That's awesome, bro. Yeah, thanks for that testimony, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm grateful that, there are people, right? There's the receipts, right? There's the receipts. If you're someone that's still sort of like always skeptical, always worried, there's plenty of people on here that have really stepped up and have placed a bet on themselves and have engaged in what not only the messages that I put out there, but clearly the resources I have, whether it's the 1% Better Everyday Journal, the first 5 courses that's on the app. Type in Results Kill Excuses in your app store, download that. Breath of Life, or even one-on-one coaching. It's all there for you. I'm here for you. Right? I think that a lot of people aren't used to having access and feeling supported. I mean, this is my purpose. I'm about as genuine as it comes, as authentic as it comes, because I know what it is. I know the pain. What helping other people does for me is it keeps me grounded, keeps me centered, right? I don't want to forget how far I've come. And so to be able to help people along their path through the experiences that have helped me along mine with that knowledge, I mean, it's like that that's what helps me to fill that cup up every day. So when I see the comments and people saying, thank you, bro, appreciate what you did, it's inspiring. It helps me to keep going. Right. But there's some of you that are still waiting to get going. And it's like, let's get going. Let's make a decision. We got full moon this week, summer solstice next week. Well, we're already moving right through June. It's like, let's get in it. Let's get in the work. Right. Let's get ourselves a 1% Better Everyday Journal pen, the 4-color pen. This is the most powerful weapon on earth, because with this, you can write the most incredible story. You can release all of your pain, all of your suffering, all that negativity with this pen, because you're going to write who you truly are. Yeah, the moon, we're in the full moon right now. So from now till the end of the week, right? Powerful stuff going on right now. Someone out there, your time is now. Take a leap of faith. You don't have to do it alone. But yes, you have to do the work on your own. But you don't have to do it alone. This community is here to support, to be present, to encourage you, to guide you. And even when you're feeling down, right? You can always ask for some help, for a hand up, to keep going. Again, if I can do it, you can do it. If anybody here has experienced success, guess what? It's all about your attitude. If your attitude is right, this success is just a matter of you putting in the reps, getting on the path, and locking in. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.